Hi, Rodney.
Hi, Milos.
So, Rodney, I got a call from your wife, and
Yeah,
she might already told you that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I got a call from your wife, and she mentioned that you would like maybe to talk to me about implementing some physical activity in your life at the moment.
Well, yeah, I'm here because she called. She called you and she kind of insisted that I be here.
Hmm.
Uh, so I'm here.
So it's not that you're here because you want to be here. You're here because she forced you to come.
Well, I think she's kind of overreacting, to the whole
Hmm.
thing. I feel fine. I got some extra weight, but that's how it goes. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here because she sent me here.
So what are her concerns? What she's worried so much about?
Well, it's mostly about my blood sugar levels. I have
Mm,
a A1C, I guess it's 6 or something, and apparently that's like a pre-diabetic stage, and if it
mm,
keeps going that way, I'm going to have diabetes and
mm,
have to have my arm cut off or whatever. She's kind of
mm.
painting these nightmare scenarios.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you know, like I said, I feel fine, and I like I like my sweets. What can I say?
yeah. So one hand you feel completely fine, and on the other hand there is this kind of, she mentioned to me like these blood results that came and that they show some, you are currently becoming pre-diabetic.
Yeah, yeah, and and it's there's other stuff going on. Because I'm overweight, I also have a high blood pressure problem, and my cholesterol is a little high, but stuff like that. But like I said, I feel fine, and I'm really enjoying my life the way it is.
You're not ready to change anything at the moment, and you don't like to be pushed from the other people to actually make those.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. The truth is, I'm feeling kind of resentful about the whole thing. Uh,
Mm, mm,
we've been married 25 years, and all of a sudden, oh, you got to worry about what you eat.
mm.
Doesn't make sense.
You were doing just fine for 25 years, and now
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah,
she's on your tail, and she wants you to make some big changes in your life.
yeah, and and I know that she's being pushed because she's pushing me because the doctor is pushing her. She's talked to the doctor, and like I
Mm,
said, you know, they painted all these nightmare scenarios of what could happen,
uh,
what might happen, but may not happen. but
mm,
but it's my life that they
yeah.
want to change. It's not their life they want to change. It's my life they want to change.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't like idea that others are telling you what to do with your life.
No, I'm a grown ass man, and
Yeah,
I feel like I can make my own choices, my own
yeah.
decisions. It's my body. I'm enjoying life. Uh,
Mm, mm,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They think it's broke. I don't think it is.
yeah, yeah. So it kind of seems like your wife and the doctor are kind of ganging up against you to force you to do something that you're not very thrilled about doing.
Yeah, well, it kind of feels that way.
Mm.
It's not so much ganging up as that they're. I guess it is ganging up in a way. Uh, I don't like to use that phrase, but yeah, they're united in their efforts to
Yeah,
improve my health. Let me put it
yeah,
that way.
yeah.
To
And you
put
don't
it the
agree
nice
that.
way. Yeah.
So they are concerned about your health and about these results that you got, and you are not agreeing with their concerns, if I
I can't.
understood correctly.
You can't argue with the numbers. The blood test is the
Mhm,
blood test. It says what it says. But where I differ from my wife and my doctor is that how serious it is and what it means. It didn't just spike all of a sudden. It was like 5.9 for years, and now it's gone up 1/10 of a point. Therefore, I'm now diabetic, a pre-diabetic.
mm.
You know,
Understand.
I took the
So
test today. It might be different.
yeah. It's kind of
Yeah,
arbitrary number
yeah,
where they're gonna say that you are a pre-diabetic.
arbitrary. Yeah,
Yeah. And kind of labeling you as a kind of pre-diabetic that needs help. doesn't sound good with you.
No, no, it does not.
Mm.
And, I know they want the best for me, and I know they're thinking of my, my better good and my health. Uh, but it just feels like, you know, like I said, I don't feel motivated to make the changes right now because I feel fine.
Mm.
There's no symptoms per se. Like I'm heavy, but that's everybody's heavy.
Mm.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
So if there is no any serious symptoms, you wouldn't consider making any changes despite these results showing that there is something happening within your body now.
Well, I guess I would if I thought they were really necessary. Uh, but like I said, it seems to me that if one blood test goes up by 1/10%, I go
Mm.
from normal to having to make these changes. I don't know. It doesn't make sense in my head. And I guess the more I talk about it, the more resentful I'm feeling about it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Look, Rodney, I want to first to thank you that you came here to talk to me today. Although I know this is not something this is not a favorite thing that you would like to do now. And I want to tell you that I know that your wife and the doctor are kind of teaming up against you and telling you what to do. But I want to tell you that are you going to implement some exercise into your lifestyle? Are you going to change something? It's going to be totally up to you. And neither myself, neither your wife or doctor can make that decision for you. It's going to be totally up. It's going to be totally your decision. Are you going to make any changes in your life? And I wanted you to know that.
yeah, well, thank you. And it's not that I'm totally averse to making any changes, uh, but part of what they want me to do is to exercise.
Hmm.
And I've never been a physical person in my entire life. And
Yeah.
my wife and I sometimes go for walks, but not very far and not very long.
Yeah.
Uh, so it just, I don't know, it just feels like, you know, that part of it, they want me to go to a gym, and I hate gyms. you know,
Hmm.
every time I even walk by, they all have glass doors now. You can look
Hmm.
inside, and all these skinny people, doing these skinny people things, and these big guys with
Yeah.
water jugs in there. It's just not, I would feel really out of place there.
Yeah. It doesn't feel something that you don't feel like a person that does that. What those people are doing.
Yeah, yeah, you know, I mean, clearly you know, they practically live there, just looking at them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and like I said, I'm aware that I could use some exercise, but that's not the place for
Hmm.
me. It just
Hmm. Hmm.
makes me feel worse.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not that you're against exercise per se. You are mostly against exercise in that specific gym environment that
Yeah,
makes you feel a
in
bit
public.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like exercising
Hmm.
in public because I feel like people, even in my regular life, like I said, I'm a big guy, and I walk
Hmm.
down the street and people, I can
Hmm. Hmm.
almost hear that thought, wow.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
in the
doesn't make
gym,
you.
yeah, in the gym it's just magnified.
Exactly, exactly. So it's a specific gym environment that makes you feel uncomfortable, as the people might pass some comments about your body weight, and you don't really like it.
Yeah, even if they don't comment,
Although,
yeah, I know they're thinking. I can see their look. People nowadays they don't really say anything because it's not
mm,
cool. It's not politically
yes,
correct
yes,
to
yes, yes,
call somebody fat,
exactly.
but you can see it in their heads. Oh, wow, wow, look like
Yeah. They're
this,
not
he's
saying,
got no
but you know what's in
self-control.
their head.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So Rodney, I would like to ask you, you told me that you currently have these elevated blood sugar levels. I would like to hear from you, is there any negative effects from those elevated blood sugar levels that you currently feel in your life at the moment?
No, that's just it. I don't really feel anything.
Hmm.
What the doctor tells me is that there are things going on inside my body that I can't really feel, but they could have consequences later on, like numbness in my extremities and that kind of thing. I don't have any of that right now. Like I said, I feel fine except for being really heavy, and but yeah, I haven't felt any symptoms.
So you actually don't feel any symptoms at the moment, and the doctor is concerned that when you start feeling some symptoms, that might be the point of no return at that point.
Yeah, and I understand that, and but like I said, it's right now the blood tests say I'm a pre-diabetic. That is not a diabetic. There are lots of people who are pre-diabetics, and I also, like I said, I have the cholesterol issue, but that's just barely high, and I have high blood pressure, which is just barely over. So
yeah.
Like I can make some changes, but I don't really feel like I need to make wholesale changes or radical changes or.
Yeah. You have a little bit more elevated blood cholesterol levels and the blood sugar levels, and although that's not very alarming for you, you are concerned that maybe that might be the potential problem in the future. Like looking forward, it might be some potential problem. So you would be willing to make some small changes at the moment, nothing drastically though.
Yeah, to be honest, I want to do enough to make my wife happy.
To make a peep in the house.
Yeah, whatever, I don't know what that's going to take. But if it involves going to a gym on a regular basis, I can't do. I just.
Yeah. There are some things that you are willing to do for your wife, and there are some things that you might not be so willing to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's important. It's important for you to maintain that good connection with your wife that you have.
Oh yeah. That's the most important. That's why I'm here in the first place. Otherwise.
Yeah.
If anybody else had said, I mean, the doctor's been telling me for months now, but until they got together.
It's important for your wife. It's important for your wife that you be maintain good health.
Yeah. Like I said, my life is pretty. I work real hard. I come home and I want to, have a nice meal and a glass of wine or two, and it just makes me happy.
Yeah. Rodney, what would be like? Let's say if I can ask you, let's say that your current lifestyle maintains like it is at the moment, and it maintains like that for several years from now. What would be the worst thing that could happen with your health in that situation?
Well, I mean, obviously the worst possible scenario is that it kills me. That I have a heart attack or stroke or whatever. Uh, that's the worst case scenario. But like I said, that's a worst case scenario, and that can happen to anybody at any time.
Yeah. You're not very convinced that's going to happen to you.
Yeah, and I guess probably not as bad as dying, but having the diabetes flare up to a point where I need to have amputations, because I know that's what can happen when it's pretty severe and late stage. But I'm not even officially a diabetic now, so. But I recognize that it could get worse. Yeah.
So on one hand, you're not officially diabetic. There's no symptoms. And on the other hand, you are aware that possible negative scenarios like an amputation could in some scenarios happen.
Yeah. I know the risks, but I don't feel like I'm much of a risk right now. And like I said, if I could figure out a way to make my wife happy, that would be great, actually.
Yeah. So if we can imagine one scenario that you can make your wife happy, that includes exercise,
Yeah.
that would be something that you wouldn't be hating doing, what would it be, just hypothetically?
Uh, I don't object to the exercise. I object to the gym. And what would be really wonderful, I think, is I mean, like I said, my wife and I, we do go for walks. Uh, so I guess we could, go for more walks or go for longer walks, which is, it's one of those, you know, catch 22. We can't walk very far because we're so heavy, and we're so heavy because we can't walk very far. So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, so that's
So,
that's one thing I could see, and actually that would be great for our relationship too.
so walking, not only that walking would bring better health, but it brings a connection with your wife, and this is something that you would actually enjoy doing.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the exact opposite of the gym. That's
Yeah,
I get stressed out the moment I walk in the door in the gym.
yeah. So Rodney, let's say that if you do start with continuous walking the next several months, what kind of benefits you might see in your life unfolding?
Well, I guess the number one benefit would be a better relationship with my wife, because she'd be off my ass, hopefully anyway. Uh, and obviously, there's hopefully it will improve my health, and I can lose some weight,
Hmm,
and
hmm,
I can actually, go for a long walk,
hmm,
uh, or even at some point start to run. When I was a kid, not kid, at 20, in my 20s, I used to run a lot. Uh,
hmm,
then I, got married, gained a lot of weight, and that was, I stopped running. Uh,
hmm,
so in my ideal life, I would lose enough weight to actually just start running again, which I really enjoyed.
hmm.
So,
Something that would remind you on your earlier ages.
oh yeah, there's a freedom in my body when I was running. I could still remember it, and
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't felt that in a long time.
It's good to feel capable with your own body, and running can remind you on how that actually feels.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right now, it just feels like I'm dragging my body around.
Mm,
It's not a good
mm,
feeling.
mm. Yeah, so being more engaged with life overall.
Yeah,
That's something that losing weight and regulating the blood sugar levels might
yeah,
bring to you.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, Rodney. So going for regular walks might bring better relationship with your wife. You might lose some weight. You get into the better physical shape, start running again. And if I can ask you, how important would be that you actually do that on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is not important at all, and the 10 would be the most important thing that you would do at the moment? Where would extra small walks be for you now?
yeah. That's a good question. Uh, I guess it would be a 7 or 8, mostly because of my wife. It would make her happy. Uh, yeah, in that sense, it's pretty high. But if you left her out of the equation,
Hmm.
4 or 5, it just me personally, if it's just me,
You
it's
know, just use 4 or 5, yeah.
yeah. But my relationship with my wife is paramount. It's the most important thing right now. And
Hmm.
if I can make her happy and make me happy at the same time, I'd go for that.
Hmm. Your relationship with your wife is really important for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why, like I said, that's why I'm here. If anybody else had suggested it, I would have,
Hmm.
yeah. But
I can see that you're a family man.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Our kids are grown in a way, but still, that's
Yeah. If you can do anything to spend more time with your family in this life, you will do that, even if that means going for a few walks
yeah, oh yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
in the week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, I don't mind walking. I actually enjoy walking. I just can't walk very far. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, we live in a place with great walking paths, and so but it's
Exactly, exactly. So Rodney,
Winter time.
so Rodney, we are coming close to our time today, and I would really like to talk to you again. I was wondering, would you be interested in meeting me in a few weeks from now, so we can talk, if you want, of course, so we can go in a little bit more details about how you can actually implement a little bit more walking in your current lifestyle. Would it be something that is interesting for you?
Yeah. Like I said, it's not like I'm unwilling to make any changes, but I just need to, frankly, stay in my comfort zone around it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
gyms are not my comfort zone.
Yeah. It's important for you to exercise in a safe environment when you feel comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Rodney. I will try. I will try for the next time to make some, suggestions, so we might work around it a
That would be
little
great.
bit. And
That would be
and
great.
you also, I would like to hear your inputs, as together I like to have a partner. I like to see my clients as a partners on their journeys, and your inputs are always very welcomed, because I'm an expert in my own field, but you're an expert in your own life, and you know the best what is going to work for you and your life and your life conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Rodney. It was nice talking to you, and let's catch up. I will contact you later. Let's catch up in a week from now to see how we can move this
Great.
forward.
Look
That's
forward to
fine.
our next meeting. Take care.
Looking forward, Rodney. Take care. Take care.
Okay, thanks.